Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Slay the Princess. My name's DeadM5337. This is Chapter 2. Oh my goodness. If you haven't seen the rest of this, please go back and watch the rest of it. All should be in the playlist. I have had nothing but conflict after conflict, internal struggle after internal struggle. We're back on the path in the woods. At the end of the path is a cabin, and in the basement of the cabin is a princess.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
No, if I don't, you will try and force me to. I died, what am I doing here? Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks.
Tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Yeah. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this has really happened. All this really already happened. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
Three of us.
But this is a thought experiment, so I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason. Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
Professional my butt.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul. Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles. No, I'm talking in facts.
Proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie.
Yeah.
Just don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Wink.
Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is
Ooh.
less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Anything about the mirror on the wall?
Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because there isn't a mirror. There isn't. I think you know.
Why would you lie about that? What's the point?
Exactly. Why would I lie?
Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. This really isn't.
Clean the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your
Again, the
hands
mirror
out a second ago,
disappears.
and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled.
Take the blade.
You take the good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope alone.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Different, yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all of a sudden? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely. Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Minor details, my butt. They're important details.
An old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her voice. Harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. So much for cutting her out of here.
No shit.
Hear yourself right now. Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table. Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless. That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
I'm not sure I need to do much of anything. Do you see how locked up she is? I'm just going to leave her here. I'll sit with her.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Sure.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Sit where you were told to sit.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
My intentions? What do you mean? I've been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that? What happened after I died last time? The other chain on the wall. Who's it for? What would you have me do? I think I'm going to leave you here, actually. You're not... You're not much of a threat to anyone locked up like that by Slay the Princess. Chain on the wall.
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
Cute.
You don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
You were asking about my intentions earlier. What do you mean by that?
Yes, your intentions. You have a knife. What are you going to do with it? Why are you here? There isn't a keyhole in these shackles, so I'm afraid my only way out is surgical removal.
Is she forgetting about the shackle on her neck? Or does she think she'd survive a beheading? You're right. Maybe she's delusional. All the more reason not to trust her. Unless she really could survive.
Though I suppose you could just be here to kill me. But I don't think that's in either of our best interests.
Not really. Been here before. Am I the only one who remembers that?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
I guess what you said back in the woods really was true. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency. A contingency for what?
Ooh, new
For
info.
you failing, obviously. But you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just... good luck. Now, hold on, if you knew this could happen, why didn't you believe us back in the woods? Why lay out those hypotheticals? We didn't have to talk in circles. I needed you to believe this was your first time here, even if that wasn't the truth. I hoped if I pushed back hard enough, I could cram this seeping mess back into the bottle. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Oh! Do you know, of all the times that the narrator has spoken, this is the first time that I feel he's genuine.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
See, that's not true, because again, with imperfect information is how I went through the first cycle, and that was terrible.
Give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Well, yes, it is a serious situation. What happened after I died
Nothing
last
happened.
time?
You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them.
Interesting.
And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows? It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
Fair.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
How am I supposed to cut you out if you didn't notice? Your head's in a shackle too. What would you have me do? Inspect the shackle.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
Shut up.
And why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it? I don't know. Maybe it will. He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Yeah, we can look at it without putting our frickin' limbs in there.
He isn't. I am.
Inspect the shackle.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad. Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time. Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck. And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me? Yes? Are we stuck here?
What bullshit.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
Thanks, you're so helpful, Princess.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve. That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch? No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Did you know this was going to happen to me?
No.
So we're both stuck here.
Yep.
Not one for small talk, are you, this time?
Nope.
That's rude.
What should we do? And she says nothing.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does.
Just does.
Your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Ugh.
Let me guess. The cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
True.
suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there, but then they get larger and larger.
Hey, you know,
I don't
Mr. Chase?
like small talk, remember?
Still rude.
Continue to wait in silence. Oh my goodness.
You continue to wait in silence, and the cabin continues to change.
There we
The
are.
decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch
Tree
lichen
roots
spread
on the
along
way.
the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happens to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Yeah.
She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't.
Yeah.
Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass, and pass, and pass.
Oh God.
Until suddenly, there are no walls. And I think he's gone.
Would you look at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Interesting.
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
Kind of. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memories return.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why?
Just approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels... You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. Gaze upon the reflection. As you reach forward, once again, the mirror always makes them leave. But you need to see what's in it. Ooh. Oh, 'cause time. Been quite long. The long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction. A mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
Huh.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
You can't be contradicted. Contradictions don't exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? Doesn't matter how many times I go back. At least one of us always hurts the other. Doesn't that change you? Doesn't that make you worse?
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
If anything, it makes me like you more. I don't know what it says about me. Soon, distant soon. Yes, you're torturing me, and I hate it, and I think I hate you. Just want it all to stop. I have No opinion one way or the other on the matter. No, not really. All seems so distant, so soon, as I'm near you.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Everything you say feels like a riddle. Can you give me a single straight answer? You can't be contradictory about contradictions. How can... What do you think of this vessel?
This one is determined, but also cautious. One that would rather let the world move around her than move it herself. For a patient heart. Do not mourn her. She is exactly where she needs to be.
Do you know what happens to the worlds we leave behind?
My perspectives are shattered. You have seen what I have seen, just as I have seen what you have seen. The angles of my vantage do not offer me hidden truths, and my attention is turned inward, except when you are here with me. Perhaps this will change when our work is done.
Dear Lord.
I'm
Give me a
sorry.
straight answer.
Words are difficult for me. They never fully weave what I wish to say. If you do not like my answers, then you need not ask me questions.
Well, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't ask.
The vessels you choose to bring me carry far more meaning than anything words could say in the spaces between.
Okay. Can't be contradictory, explore. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? What do you want me to bring you next time?
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them. Do not worry. There are no wrong answers. And every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Yeah. Interesting story. Gosh. Attack the entity. Cuts across eternity in front of you, but nothing happens.
We burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
Destroy your body. Well, end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Oh, fudge. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
So, you have no idea. Great. You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right?
If that remains your choice when all is said and done, then you may try. But know that I do not wish you harm, even if you attempt to destroy me.
So you don't have any preferences in how you'd like to change or grow?
The tides do not dictate where they are pulled. A river does not dictate its outlets. My gift to you is to let you choose your path, and my task is to treasure.
Alright, I'm ready to go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Oh my goodness.